Ladies and gents, welcome back to another video with the F80, of course. You saw the title, how to drift, a manual, right? A lot of people have been asking me, yo, how do you drift? How do you do the donuts, all of that? So we're gonna show all of it in today's video, of course. So yeah, we're about to just do some donuts, take you through a couple corners, and just show you guys how to drift. I mean, there's nothing really, when it comes to donuts, there's really nothing to it. You can either roll into it or come off the clutch. And when you start drifting corners, it's just like drifting an automatic, just that you're not going through the gears as much. Because once you put in that clutch, the car is gonna get grip, or at least try to get back straight, right? So I mean, there's technique to it, so we're gonna show you guys all of that right now before the rain stopped, even though the rain did stop. Let's start it off with some donuts, yeah? Damn, my music always giving me away, right? They're starting to move on. The chance is coming gone. It's just a little too late. All right. Enough. This ain't Rising Star, okay? But look, my boy Gary took some sick pictures yesterday. Check out my boy Z34_GP. One of the above. You'll see my boy Gary pictures because they lit. Where am I gonna put this? Let's put it in here, so with everything else. All right, so first up, donuts. Yeah, is it recording? Yeah. All right, first up, donuts. So being that you got the third pedal, is this a stick shift? Donuts is really gonna be first gear most of the time, unless you want to do second and go wide, right? But like right here, it's first gear. There's a truck right there, so we're not gonna go too wide. But you can either come off the clutch like you would if you're driving normal, and then go on the gas, or you can jump off the clutch. In this case, this car has a good amount of power, so we don't have to jump off the clutch. I'm just letting some light for you guys. This car has a good amount of power, so we really don't have to jump off the clutch for anything, because it has well, 500 horsepower, something like that. I don't know, we're gonna dyno it one day. So really and truly, there's no reason to jump off the clutch unless we're doing a clutch kick, trying to drift the whole entire corner in like second or third gear, which I'll show you guys that as well. But for the little donuts, there's really not much to it compared to automatic. You can just drive in like you would, turn the wheel, press on the gas, car start going around. With the auto, you know, you can brake boost if the car don't have enough power, go on the brakes, go on the gas, get the wheels spinning, then go around. You can't do that in the manual. In the manual, instead of doing that, you just jump off the clutch, rev it up and just jump off the clutch, and it's gonna start spinning. But in our case, I said this thing got power, so we ain't got to do none of that. We just gonna drive up like we normally would. There's a vehicle coming. Let's revisit that. Today was supposed to be a closed day in Mexico, but some people don't, you know, they still come even though it's closed. You ever see those detour signs and still go about your way? Yeah, that's what people be doing. All right, ready? So you just come off the clutch like you would normal, right? And then you just go into power. Just like you normally would. Right? So when it comes to drifting and donuts, it's really counter steering. Like if you saw, I turned in once the car started to spin. So this is in case it's your first time doing a donut, right? Because the way I'm teaching it is basically if you already know how to do a donut, but the difference is a stick shift. But let's say it's your first time doing a donut. You turn in, you go on the gas all the way down, and you get the car to spin. Once the car is spinning, you don't have to be on the gas all the way down anymore. You're just gonna be redlining. There's no need for that. You just modulate your throttle. You hear me a lot of times say just tap it, just tap it, just tap it. Enough to keep the wheels spinning and not for the car to get grip, okay? Drifting a corner is different because you want to be on the gas until you're starting to pull out of it. Then you start, you know, coming off the gas a little bit to get back straight. But when you're doing a donut, you're just tapping the gas once the car starts spinning. So at first you go all the way down, floor that thing. Once it kicks out, you can just If it's your first time, you don't have to play with the steering wheel like how I was doing it just now. If it's your first time, you can keep it locked in and just start The reason you see me playing with the steering wheel is because I want the perfect circle. I want to keep that one circle every time. So you see me let it out a little bit, put it back in, let it out a little bit, put it back in, to try and get the car to stay on that one circle. That's why you see me playing with the steering wheel. But donuts are simple. You can hold the steering wheel like this, press the gas. Once it starts spinning, start tapping, and you will do a nice donut. But I like to be a perfect circle type of person, so that's why you see me letting it out, put it back in, to keep the car in that one circle, just going around, okay? So I'm gonna do it one more time, and then we gonna start doing the corners. If there's a part that you don't get, just rewind the video a couple seconds, go back to it, and then you will get it. I'm gonna go the next way. It's not as wet as I wish it was, because my tires are already finished. All right, ready again? This is the dangerous part, pulling out of it. If it's your first time doing donuts, don't try to pull out of it yet until you got a big open space, because you might spin it. Pulling out of it is the dangerous part. That's where a lot of people crash. Doing the donut itself, you're never gonna crash. There's nothing there for you to crash. You might burst your tires. I've done that, but you're never gonna crash just doing a donut. It's pulling out of it where it starts to get dangerous, because pulling out of it, the start going at angles, and that's where it gets dangerous, guys. Okay, I'm gonna just check my tires real quick, because like I said, they are finished. I drifted the whole off ramp yesterday. Check out YouTube shorts, you'll see it on there. Okay, so there's really no tires left. But it's raining, so it's good. It's gonna help us a little bit. Now we're gonna show the corner. The corner is gonna be like what I just said about pulling out of it. So if you're ever trying to pull out of it, go to a big open spot and practice pulling out of it, okay? Once you learn pulling out of it, pulling out of the donut, then you can start doing your corners, because you got to learn that first. Because obviously when I go around this corner, I'm gonna need to straighten up, right? So if you don't know how to do that part, don't try the corners. The corners, I'm gonna use second gear. This car kind of grip in second sometimes. F80s, right? All right, so you're gonna see me turn in, go on the gas, and counter steer. Counter steer is turning the wheel to where the back end of the car is. I kind of came in slow because I was talking, but you're gonna see me turn in, gas, and then I straighten up. If you notice, you saw me counter steer, right? Oh, G80. That thing look good. So look. So the thing about the drifting, wind down the back window so you guys can hear me a bit better. The thing about the drifting is you got to know how much gas to give it, because obviously I've mashed the gas to get the wheels spinning, but in a rainy condition like this, I can't stay fully on the gas or else the car is just gonna spin out. I want to show you guys the car spinning out, but that kind of tight, so I don't want to hit anything if I spin out, because once the car spins out, the only thing you can do is just brake and clutch in. I wish I had a bigger spot so I can spin out and show you guys. I don't think I do. Nah, we ain't gonna spin it, cause nah. So we're gonna try the corner again. Oh, right in there a little big, but that's the warehouse. We ain't gonna do that. So if you notice, once you turn in and go on the gas, right there, I pulled out of it. So it's really about counter steering, which is catching it and holding it there. Make sure no cars are coming, and do it again. I ain't the best teacher, I know, that's why I don't do it for a living. But I hope you guys can get the point of what I'm trying to say though. It's about catching it. Right here look big enough to spin out, but we're on a main Mexico road, so we're not gonna do that. But look, you can practice catching it like this. Throwing it in a straight line, the car gonna start to modulate side to side. Now with that being said, doing it that way is way easier to control than actually coming out of a corner. So just keep that in mind. Yes, F80. I love drifting. But yeah, you can practice controlling the car that way in a straight line. That'll probably be a little bit easier because you're not coming out at a wide angle, right? So it makes it a little bit easier to try and control it. But once you're coming out of a drift and trying to control it, the car's coming wide, going back wide, so you got to counter steer. Counter steer is turning the wheel the way the back end is turning. So if the car starts to slide like this, you got to turn to the left. If the car starts to slide like this, you got to turn to the right. That's counter steering, actually catching where the car is going. That's counter steering. That's the first step. And that's how you make sure you don't crash your car either. Because if the car accidentally step out on you, the first thing you want to do is to try and catch it and try and bring it back straight or in the direction where you're going. Maybe you're going around a corner so you can't bring it back straight, or so you go and just shoot off, right? You know what? Let's go talk about Jesus and then continue the video. I know I love talking about God, man. Make sure you guys know who God is. You gotta imagine, how old are you right now? Think about it. Just think about your age. That's the amount of years that God have given you to know who He is. Just think about it. I was 22 before I gave my life to God. I ain't here to get you to baptize, but I'm here to get at least let you know who God is, man, because He's done a lot for me. So this is just my part of doing something for Him. You know what I'm saying? And it's just trying to bring y'all onto Him. I ain't here to bring it to the ocean and dip you. I ain't here to bring it to a pool and dip you. Nah, God will take care of that. But I was 22. He gave me 22 years. You know how many people died before 22, bro? He gave me 22 years to know who He was and give my life onto Him, or follow His way. You know what I'm saying? That's the main part, knowing who He is and following His way, guys. So I mean, think about how old you are right now. I'm 23 right now. I did it when I was 22 last year. Think about how old you are. 25, 30, 40. That's been 40 years, bro, that this man has been trying to show you the right way and you just rejecting him. Yeah. If you got kids, or if you got that little cousin or that little brother or any young child in your household, or you've been around and you tell them to stop and they don't listen to you, you get irritated, right? Right? Or if they're doing some shit they really shouldn't do, they're throwing away the juice in your car, because we're car people, they're throwing away the juice in your car, the chips in your car, you get irritated, right? Imagine you living your whole life and that child ain't showing you respect, or that child ain't showing you any type of, you know, listening to you. You'll get frustrated. So imagine how you're making God feel. God is better than us though, so He ain't gonna get irritated or frustrated. He just keeps on trying to get you to be His, to go along His way. So, you know, just read up on your Bible, or just listen to Daybreak, or come to the next church in cars, which we're gonna plan very soon, because too much people are dying and don't know who God is. So, you know what I'm saying? Well, I don't know if they knew who God is, so that's the part I worry about. So yeah, remember, counter steering. What is counter steering, class? Now I'm officially a teacher. Counter steering is catching the car when it steps out. In order to drift, you have to counter steer. It's just modulating that gas that keeps it sliding, okay? If I come off the gas instantly, which as I was saying earlier, if a car spins up on you and you didn't plan for it to spin up on you, just come off the gas. Don't ever touch the brakes unless you already lost it. If you already lost it, then you can brake because it's already going where you don't want it to go, okay? But if the car ever steps out on you, don't brake, because it's just gonna make the back end get light, all the way it's gonna shift to the front, and it's just gonna spin even faster. So don't brake. You don't want to brake if a car steps out on you. What you want to do is just counter steer that little bit, or depending on how wide it steps out, a lot of bit, right? And just come off the gas smoothly if you can. If you have to jump off the gas, jump off the gas and counter steer it. But you want to be as smooth as possible. Ooh. That looked like a nice wet spot. Let me go put on the To The Limits license plate and go test out that spot real quick. Alright, let's go get it. This car cannot be driven until the tires are changed after this, man. Just teaching you guys something valuable so you don't go out there and crash your car. And please, don't make the first place you try and do a donut a car meet. Don't. No matter how many people, bro, go drift a new car, go drift a new car. Don't. Okay? Let them drift theirs, and you go catch your practice, then you can go to a car meet and go drift your new car. Okay? Sir, I'm gonna make some noise for a second, okay? He chilling. Let's slide it. I knew it. That shit's slippery, bro. That shit is so slippery. Oh my gosh, that shit is slippery. I like it. You see, now that would be a second gear spot because it's so slidey. I'm gonna try it in second gear real quick. Hope bro don't mind. Alright, let's see if we can do it in second gear. We probably can. See? Right there, the car was just sliding. That's why I say you gotta be careful with the spots as well, guys, because some will slide so easy, some you gotta actually put in work for the car to slide. But yeah, it's like once you get used to it, then you can go out and show it off, but don't be showing off your skill before you master it, okay? To get dry, so I'm gonna take it back inside because like I said, the tires are already finished. Hope you guys enjoyed this little drifting tutorial. As I said, the corner part, you throw it in, you go on the gas, it comes out just like a normal car. You can clutch kick it. If in these conditions we don't need to, clutch kicking just gonna allow it to spin instantly, okay? That's what clutch kicking do. Like, look, see, just spins up the tires instantly. That's what a clutch kicking does. But on a car that makes 500 horsepower, you don't need to do that, especially when it's damp. Even though just now it felt like it was gonna get grip, I ain't gonna lie. My favorite corner. This corner we might have to clutch kick because it's a long corner and I'm trying to do it at a low speed. That's the next thing. This car has a turbo, it's not a Hellcat. It takes a second for boost to kick in. Say if I'm at 1,000 RPM, ain't nothing gonna spin. So then you'd have to clutch kick it. With a Hellcat, it's 700 horsepower as soon as you press the gas. So it's gonna be spinning up, sorry. My favorite corner, guys. First corner I slid a F80. Well, first big corner I slid a F80. So like this, if I just come in and try and just throw it in, you know, notice it took a second before it braked. So like there is where the clutch kick. There, came off the gas, catch it, brought it back. You saw that. I went into third, didn't want it to spin, but it started to spin. What did I do? Come off the gas. That's what I said, this thing can't be driven after this. The tires are done now. I came off the gas. Ease off the gas, no brakes. If I pressed the brakes, I would have been about there in a tree. That's what I tell you guys, no brake. All about counter steering, baby. Hope you guys enjoyed this one with the F80 carbon fiber. Ooh, I haven't even done a full review on this car. I'm gonna do it soon. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one on the F80. If you did, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, share the video, please. Share with your auntie, your mommy, your sister. We ain't cussing in it. We ain't doing no profanities in it. We just enjoying the cars in it. So share it with everybody. I appreciate that. And make sure you guys come around for the next one. I'm gonna do the how to drive manual. I'm gonna put up this one first just because I just love it. We enjoyed our time together, right? And then I'm gonna put up the how to drive manual. Just in case you don't know how to drive manual, and this video wouldn't have made sense. So go watch the how to drive manual and come back and watch this again. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one, of course. Yes, ladies, married man. I'll see you guys in the next one, of course. Appreciate y'all for staying tuned. Bye-byes. Remember, counter steering, easing off the gas. Don't press the brakes, just ease off the gas, catch that thing, and you're good to go. Okay? Later, guys.